Hello friends, welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. This is 112th episode where I'm recording about leadership by design and want to discuss about some of the CEO stories in pharma digitalization. So before starting, let me give you a brief introduction about our focus on Center of Excellence Pharma 4. Our objective is to discuss about various emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, blockchain, robotic, chatbot, and how these technologies can contribute in achieving operational and business excellence by helping to solve the challenges and help to give solution to the pharma industry in entire digital supply chain management and achieve pharma 4. With this concept, we have designed and developed our website respa.com. We also have a presence on Udemy, where we have designed a course, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma. This has got about 20 modules. Our YouTube channel was launched about 5 years back, and it has got about 380 videos. These are covering from business strategies, discussions about emerging technologies, various domain challenges, and going up to the audits and validation. Podcast channel which you are listening has also got a good presence globally and a good appreciation about the content, and the number of listeners and downloads are increasing. We have also have a book series, Center of Excellence Pharma 4 on Amazon. Presently, there are 10 books are being published onto various topics, starting from technology, change management, artificial intelligence. Then there is a future about the pharma, business challenges, and specifically a book on 101 challenges and solutions. So I request all of you to explore all those opportunities onto social media also, share with your network. So in this podcast, I'm going to discuss about introduction, strategic vision and digital transformation, digital technology implementation, cultural change and people leadership, ROI and business value creation, innovation and competitive advantage, market dynamics and strategic value creation, CEO leadership success factors and implementation challenges, implementation excellence and strategic framework, future direction and strategic evolution, and finally the conclusion. As you know, we are mainly discussing about data-driven decision making during this entire digital transformation. What has been observed, there is a high implementation success rate, which is around 83% by data-driven decision-making platforms. And this is what is the introduction which I wanted to share with you so that this can really help in achieving operational and business excellence. Now, real-time insights can help you to take a right, correct decision. This improves the strategic agility, accelerates the organizational response to the market changes. That's a demand forecasting, which we are really looking at it. And this can really take into consideration of competitive threats which are really coming up into the global competition into the market, and that gets reflected onto your operational challenges. This is where we want to shift from intuition based to evidence based decision. As you know, we were earlier working on to analog based systems. Those were the silos based systems. So we were not really having a impact about the right data in a real time data. So these were actually based on to the our earlier memories. Based on to that those decisions were taken. Now, when we have a real-time data available, we should really make use of that. And this is where we are moving to a real-time data-driven decision making. And this leverages the comprehensive data which is available across the entire supply chain management. And this uses the predictive modeling and performance analytics and all. This is what is the major shift from analog systems to digital systems. And digital mature companies are now reducing the timelines by up to 30% into various decisions, whether it's a mm, product delivered to the customer or from the order to delivery time period or various other things. And this helps in improving the patient outcome. You have a better patient centricity and all, and that gives a more satisfactions to the patients actually. Now this is applicable to across the entire supply chain management. So where even AI driven drug development processes are also have got a good achievements, good excellence and all. This is where we have observed that 80% success has been achieved into drug development initiatives. That is by reducing the drug development timeline from 5, 6 years to 1 year and all. This helps in efficient molecular screening. So where you have number of screens, millions of somethings are there, and those molecular variant can really analyze in quickly in hours and all that sort of a thing. Some of the major companies have achieved that phase one clinical trials, they have achieved a 50% saving in through the time, and systematic applications can help in molecular designing, synthetic spanning, and preclinical optimizations and all. Now, leadership really plays a very important role. Leadership is combining technical understanding with strategic patience and all that actually. And this helps in planning the investments which are really going to go into these implementations and all. So this significant upfront investments can really help in developing the organizational capabilities and all this. Another technology is a digital twin manufacturing system. This has also got a good results. There's a high implementation success is there. 90% success rates are being achieved by preventing the batch failures and optimizing the processes and all. This works on the virtual representations, and this enables the simulation, and facilitate the predictive maintenance or any disruptions which are probably going to happen it and all. And that benefits into pharmaceutical manufacturing. This helps in reducing the financial losses from the batch failures or batch disruptions or something like that. And this helps in preventing the patient's access to any disruptions at all. Some of the major pharma companies have also seen by simulating this manufacturing condition by adoption of the digital twin, and where they have got a better results and better performances and all. Now, these all requires a digital first mindset. When we discuss about the digital transformation, you need to have a mindset that is basically from earlier system, from analog system where you are working onto your memories and all that. You have to really shift onto the real-time data-driven decision making, where you have a real-time data available and all. And this has observed that the success factors are almost 74% and all. And this helps in improving the employee engagement and digital adoptions and all. Now, here the people-centric approach, as we always discuss a holistic approach of people, processes, or technology, or we always discuss about head, heart, and hands and all that. And this has to work together, and this can really help in achieving maybe up to 80% of the success, which depends upon the people factor. First is the people, then comes the processes, and then comes the technology part of it. So we always look at it from that because even today, even though the technologies are there, the decision making can really happen through the people based on to their experience and based on to the data available on to the real-time basis. This is basically a shift from earlier traditional systems to the digital native operations and all. And this embraces the continuous learning and data-driven decision making. The training and communication also is a part of it, and that helps in maintaining the quality, compliances, regulatory documentations, and all. This is where we are really looking for developing a cross-functional teams for the collaboration. So leadership challenges are there into this digital transformation is building up that culture into the whole organizations and all. So CEOs must really navigate this technology, digital complexities into the life-saving operation, reimagining the business model, organizational culture, and competitive strategies. The leadership by designing that approach. That's what is the uh, title which I gave it to this particular podcast episode and all. This encompasses the visionary strategic thinking and cultural transformation into the management and all. So technology enabled business models are developed considering the innovation which is really going to take place. And this is where the pharmaceutical CEOs or the leaderships, they play a very important role. They have to become a architect of digital transformation. They must inspire the organization. They must drive the adoption of digitization, and then it will deliver the measurable results and all that sort of thing. Now, what is the current status of digital transformation? Around 50% of executives are at an early stage of adoptions and all. This is what is the general statistics available and all. It's growing, but it has still to expedite the entire process and all, which will have a digital value creation potentials and all. Now, employees play a very important role in digital skills development. No, because there is a high percentage of success by adoption of digital skills development, the there is still a resistance. But now that resistance is reducing it, and that's a good sign. And being a global competitive industry, with a lot of regulatory requirements and challenges from the patients and customers, there is a good development rate, which is really appreciable and all that sort of thing. And a comprehensive training programs can really help it. Now, there are two types of training. There is a type of emerging technologies which are really coming up, how they are going to help into the various pharmaceutical supply chain operation. That's one part of it. And second part of it is making use of that data onto their data-driven decision making, which can really expedite the processes into your manufacturing, into your distribution, into logistics and all that, which is where the training and cultural things can really work together and all. So benefits of digital transformations are there, like it improves the organizational performance, enhances the individual career development and all. And the employees' satisfactions are also increasing, and there is a better retention of these employees into the uh, processes and all. we have to also work on to digital ROI measurements actually. This high implementation also requires a high success rates. So 95 success rates is also observed into some of the cases where implementing these ROI measurements are been done, and there are tangible and intangible benefits are also there. This includes the financial returns, operational improvement, and strategic positioning of the organization into the global market and all. So quantitative and qualitative metrics also can be tracked it out. This tracks cost savings, productivity gain, revenue growth. This can measure also improved customer satisfaction, enhances the employee engagement, and increases the organization agility and all. And this supports the stakeholder supports also. This helps in maintaining the stakeholder support. Various stakeholders are there, starting from your marketing, transportation, suppliers, your contract manufacturers and all. And this all secures the continuous investment into the digital initiatives, transformations and all. Now, operational improvements also achieved and into the entire implementation process. That's when we discuss about the complete digital supply chain management. That's basically from demand forecasting, demand planning, going up to the deliveries of the drugs or the products to the patients or the customers and all that sort of thing. It has also been observed that the operational costs which are there, that are also been reduced by 20 to 30%. That's your production cost, your distribution cost, it's a customer support cost and all that sort of a thing. And productivity enhancements are also there. This helps us in a manufacturing productivity improvement, process automation, workflows optimization, and intelligent resource allocation. Resources are like manpower, machines, and all those things. So productivity improvement, performance improvement also will be there. Now, some of the digital technologies like robotic process automation, where there is a continuous processes are there, those processes along with the artificial intelligence and IoT sensor, these all various technologies can integrate, and that can really help in improving the process optimization, productivity and performances and all that, with reduction in any downtimes or something like that. And this eliminates the manual tasks and reduces the errors in optimizations and all. This gives you a competitive advantage. Now, how this gets reflected into cost reduction, that's also we have to really think about it. When we are really looking about the implementing the automation, like when I'm discussing into the last slide, I mentioned about the IoT, that IoTs are capturing the direct data from the machines and all that sort of a thing. That data goes into the cloud. Cloud gives you the analytics also and then helps you. So this is how that whole process automation and can really help. And this not only reduces the human errors, but also the data accuracy, data sharing, data integrity, and data-driven decision making. These all have to really work, and this reduces the manual task and the labor cost and all that sort of a thing. This moves to the intelligent automation system. So those routine activities, the documentation, because this data is also gets shared out to the regulatory requirement, compliances, documentations and all. So your compliance reporting and process monitoring also becomes easy, more accurate, more time saving and all that sort of a thing. And this creates a value into the entire environment, into the pharmaceutical manufacturing. This reduces the risk and human errors, as I mentioned earlier, and improves the operational processes and patient data and everything availability and all. This plays a role along with the change management and all that sort of a thing. This also enhances the human capabilities and all, which goes on contributing into the entire system. Now, competitive differentiation strategy. Now, when we think about how we should really strategize all those things. So this implementation really plays a very success rate into the strategies and all. And it has been observed that 75 success rates comes up by implementing these particular systems and all. Now, digital capabilities for superior performance. When we are discussing about adoption of digital technologies, as I mentioned, from drug development, manufacturing to the distribution and logistics, the entire thing, which also helps in the regulatory compliances and the patient management and all that sort of thing. In all these processes, the proprietary data becomes a very important thing, and you have to really keep into mind about this building up all these analytics capabilities along with the cyber security and all that sort of a thing. So this also plays an important role. So uh, when we are really looking for the market leadership, so you have to really keep into mind about this technology adoptions and how these technologies are going to contribute in. And finally, this after discussion about this entire supply chain, we have to also think about it, the patient centricity. So patient centric digital solutions have to be developed and all that sort of a thing. This helps in a high implementation success rate. No, 80% of the patients they are also covered up into the digital system. That means they are also getting communicated. They are also getting connected into this entire process of the manufacturing, distributions, and all that sort of thing. And that helps it in a better, improved health outcome and all that sort of a thing. So digital therapeutic and remote monitoring can also help. That data can be taken into the systems, and the systems can also really help a patient to guide for their regular routine maintaining their health and genomic data and all that sort of a thing. This helps in improving your market share. No, basically, this can lead to the personalized medicine, patient engagements, and all that actually. So we are really moving from old traditional pharmaceutical models to a comprehensive healthcare solutions. That's a shifting over there, which builds the confidence with the patients also. At the same time, companies will have a more real-time data to build a relationship with the patients and also that can lead to the better healthcare solution with the digital systems and all. So new revenue opportunities are also really coming up with this type of a integrated solutions also. Now this leads to the digital maturity assessments and industry benchmarking and all that sort of a thing. So it has been observed that presently only 2 out of 14 companies have achieved this digital excellence leadership. So there is a good way to go through and achieve this digital excellence, which can really come from the leadership and all that. So this is what is the focus which I want to stress into this particular presentations and also. So when we used to have earlier the fragmented system, silos information system, now we are really moving to digital, seamless data exchange systems and all. So there is going to be a ownership about all these initiatives, starting from the top management leadership, going up to the all those skills or all those stakeholders who are involved into this particular thing. And this includes the strategic vision and organization culture development and all. This needs to get supported from the technology infrastructure and data management. As we discuss it about the various emerging technologies like cloud, IoT, blockchain, this requires a required hardware also. This requires a software also. This requires a algorithm. This requires a cultural training, and all this have to really work together to build up that. And this is which will really help in the successful digital transformation with a holistic approach. Again, I want to stress it out that this requires a holistic approach. That's a people, processes, and technology, or a head, heart, and hands. No? So this will really help you to achieve those success and all. Now, for this, how should you have a digital investment priority? No, you have to think about the entire project investment. It could be 5 billion, maybe over 5 years time. I'm just giving you some figure. This all will depend upon your organization, your size, your present digital maturity, whether you are at a level one, two, or something like that, where you want to go, what are the technologies which you want to adopt it, whether it's artificial intelligence, IoT, advanced analytics and all that. Depending upon all that, your annual economic value, which is really going to work, is been worked it out and all. And what improvements which you want to focus it out onto your productivity and everything, and how your leadership capabilities want to drive this entire project. So these are the thought processes you should really consider and all that other thing. And then finally, that has to be there with a people-centered approach. Earlier we discussed about the patient centricity. So similarly, we have to also think about the people centricity, because again, these are all people-driven systems. No, even though the technology is that we are going to adopt the technology, but finally the data-driven decision making is still will remain on to the skills and their culture and their commitment and all that. And then the organizational culture, change management, and employees' engagement is also going to be very critical. And they have to have, as I discussed earlier, the digital first mindset. That culture has to really get developed. It has to have a collaborative problem solving, cross functional things will have to be considered and all. And this is where the leadership commitment has to be there. Allocating the resources, allocating the time and effort, allocating the change which is really required from cultural point of view when you are adopting the digitizations and all that sort of a thing. So let me give you a few points on to what are the CEO leadership challenges are there. CEO leadership challenges, I just mentioned about some three, four factors over here. For the first one, this is the technology architecture. No, we are really moving from the old silos-based analog systems to the entire di- seamless digital supply chain management, which is requires a cloud platform, artificial intelligence, IoT, advanced analytics, and all, along with data security, regulatory compliance and support, operational reliability, and all, which also have to consider the innovation and should really support the regulatory requirements, maintaining the data privacy. At the same time, the collaboration are also is required, standardizations and customization. Then we have to look at it from the platform-based architectures. Now, these are also, we have to think about how we will maintain the consistency and the compliances about the entire global operation. When I'm seeing mentioning about digital supply chain management, now all these companies, their operation, whether it's a material procurement or manufacturing or deliveries to the customer, is that becoming a global scenario. So maintaining all that across the thing, you need to keep that in mind to build up those platforms and all. And then comes the integration. So when I say integration, you have to really look at it, different technology systems, different organization processes, the data management framework, compliance, all those things you have to really keep it into mind. So these are the main challenges. And when you're really shifting from the old systems to the new system, you need to draw a detailed plan onto that. So these are the challenges are there. So these are the technology challenges. And then I have to also think about it, the change management challenges, organizational development. So say today 90% implementation success rates come from the change management, from the people and all that actually. They have to have a sustainable digital transformation model actually, because this has to move into the phases, into achieving some good results and share those results with the other stakeholders or other departments or other manufacturing or distribution processes and all. And this is where the employee development and process optimizations will take place and all that sort of a thing. New skills, new processes, new mindsets have to be developed and all. And that will be achieved through the comprehensive organizational development. And this has to start from the top management to the down level, so that uh, each and every employee has to really play a role into this particular thing. So a company has to develop a strategies, develop the requirement, develop the plan, and then monitor the maturity achieved into these things and all this thing. So emerging leadership capabilities have to really take into considerations of AI strategy development and its implementations and all. And then the new quantum computing applications, which are also really coming up into pharmaceutical operation. We have to really keep those also into mind. Edge computing is coming up. So integrating edge computing into the research and development and other operations where it can show quick results. Those needs to be considered and all. And autonomous system management has to be developed mainly into manufacturing area. Again, by adopting the generative AI, which can really go on creating the value creations and all. So when I discuss all this, the new generation leadership, what really they have to think about it is the ecosystem thinking. They have to also involve the partnerships, platforms, collaborative. When I say a partnership, they are going to be with the different technology partners. Like there could be cloud technology, there could be IoT technologies partner, there could be blockchain technology partners, and they will have a different platform. They have to really collaborate into building up the network and all that sort of a thing. And this is much beyond the old traditional pharma companies' boundaries. So this is a new generation leadership has to really think about it. So strategic technology partnerships have to be developed, and this is where again the data sharing agreements and understanding those technologies, adopting about its technologies, especially into migration from the old systems to the new systems, have to really thought about it. So a collaborative thinking has to be there. Those initiatives has to be thought about it, and that will accelerate innovation. So we always discuss about the innovations and collaboration. They have to really work together to achieve the success into this. So new mindsets are really required. More openness is really required. More thinking requires to be there onto the competitive risks which are really going to come up and all that sort of a thing. So that's what it is the thing. And this has to really work with your strategic thinking, technology capabilities about the leadership into digital transformation, what you are really looking, expecting from the operational excellence and innovation speeds have to be thought about it, and how it will help strategically. It could be into drug development, optimizing manufacturing operations, enhancing the regulatory compliances and all, and finally giving the patient outcome and patient satisfaction. That is what is the thing which we will have to think about it. So these are the thought processes which needs to be there. So finally, what I'm really coming to a conclusion is that what are the final thoughts which we have to think about it from the leadership point of view in digital transformation are like convergence of pharmaceutical and digital transformation has to really work, which will help in business transformation. This digital transformation should really help in the business transformation, which really should turn to that. So it has to work with a digitally native management approaches and should leverage technology as a strategic enabler. technology is a tool which should really help your strategies to help about it. I just wanted to share this reference of Vas Narasimhan, who has really helped in transforming the company like Novartis, and you can see many success stories onto net and all that sort of a thing. This strategic vision of digitization has really helped, and they have achieved a good implementation success rates and all that sort of. So these are the stories which you should really study and which you should really think about how it can be adopted to achieve the success and all that. Sorry. So more information is also shared onto our entire digital ecosystem on Udemy, YouTube, podcast, and books and all that. Please refer them. Please have a look at them. Share your thoughts, share your comments, share your suggestions to us and all that. Share these things to your network also. Thank you. Bye.